Exploring the treatment of mistresses in ancient times provides a fascinating glimpse into the diverse cultural landscapes that characterize civilizations, such as Rome, China, Greece, Egypt, and India. Each society shaped its views on extramarital relationships based on a complex interplay of cultural, religious, and social factors. While some cultures accepted mistresses openly, others adhered to more conservative norms, and the treatment of these women varied widely. This exploration aims to shed light on the nuanced perspectives surrounding mistresses in different ancient civilizations, recognizing the intricacies of societal expectations and norms that influence the lives of these women. Make sure to hit subscribe button for more crazy history facts and stories. 1. Ancient Rome. In ancient Rome, having a mistress was not uncommon, and such relationships were often socially accepted. Mistresses, known as concubines or companions, were sometimes considered as companions rather than hidden secrets. They could be financially provided for and held a respected position within the community. While there were still societal expectations and norms, the acceptance of extramarital relationships in certain Roman circles distinguished them from some other cultures. 2. Ancient China. In ancient China, the treatment of mistresses varied depending on the specific time period and social class. In some cases, wealthy individuals had concubines who were provided for and lived in a separate residence. However, mistresses were generally expected to remain discreet, and their status was often lower than that of the primary wife. The perception of mistresses in ancient China was influenced by Confucian values, emphasizing the importance of maintaining the hierarchical structure of the family. 3. Ancient Greece. Ancient Greek societies had diverse views on mistresses. While some Greek city-states were more conservative, others were more permissive. In certain instances, men maintained relationships with hetaira, who were independent and educated women. These relationships sometimes held a social and intellectual component, and hetaira were distinct from wives. However, not all Greek societies embraced such openness, and mistresses might have faced societal judgment in more traditional settings. 4. Ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, the treatment of mistresses varied depending on social status. Pharaohs, for example, often had multiple wives and concubines, and these women were part of the royal court. They enjoyed certain privileges and were sometimes involved in political affairs. However, the common people likely adhered to more traditional views on marriage, with monogamy being the prevailing norm. 5. Ancient India. The treatment of mistresses in ancient India was influenced by the complex social structure and religious beliefs. Some Hindu texts acknowledge the practice of polygamy, allowing men to have multiple wives or concubines. However, the status and treatment of mistresses could vary significantly depending on the region and the prevailing cultural norms. In some cases, mistresses might have been accepted, while in others they faced societal scrutiny. Looking at how mistresses were treated in ancient times reveals that different societies had different ideas about these relationships. Some places, like ancient Rome, were more open to mistresses and treated them with respect. In other areas, like ancient China, mistresses were expected to keep things private, and their status was often lower than that of a wife. The treatment of mistresses varied in Greece, Egypt, and India too. Understanding how mistresses were treated helps us see the diverse ways people lived in the past. It's important to remember that each culture had its own rules and complexities when it came to these relationships,